Hello, everybody. Welcome to this channel's first live. And today we're just going to do some chilling, hanging out, talking, and selling. If you go to my channel, you can see my shorts and videos on the sewing process and just product design overall and how to and DIY stuff like that. This is a jacket that I made recently. This is my first jacket that I've ever made, and I think it went absolutely amazing. Here's the collar. You've got a little pocket right here and two pockets on the side, and of course you got your belt buckle loops. It's kind of like a thing. I don't know. I just love being able to attach little charms to your belt buckle and different things like that. So I just added them to the bottom of this jacket. And of course, a zipper to zip it up. And on the inside, I run out of this like newspaper-esque material. So I use this more silky material on this side. I also use that material on the inside of the sleeves, which makes it feel all nice and soft for your arms. And of course, you have one inside pocket right here. And ooh, and I use the same material to make this hat, which is not a bad hat at all. And there's even a video if you want to make a hat that's similar to this one. So today we are going to be making a pant. What was it called again? A pants, like a little bag that hangs on the side of your pants, you know. So I can't I saw this what's it called, Instagram. I saw this Instagram story of a creator, and they sell these like pant pouches. That's what they called it, a pant pouch. And it was like a little handbag, but instead of having a strap where it goes over your shoulder, it has like buckles that hook onto the loops in your pants, and it's like an extra pocket. So then I was like, okay, that's cool. Let's do something like that, but of course, mix it up some. So the first step of any of my projects is just like coming up with the design. So I'm gonna get a notebook and some pencils and see if we can come up with a design. Okay, so we've got a notebook and our pencil. Hold on. I'm going to change the camera angle just for a second. Feel free to ask any questions, you know, any steps you want me to go back over, things like that. Okay, so okay. So we've got our notebook here where I do all my designs, products, bags, just random drawings, things like that. So let's go to a blank page. And let me just do a rough sketch of what it looked like. So the creator called it a pant pouch. So you've got like if you're wearing a pair of pants, jeans, right? The waist of your pants has these like belt buckles for your belt to go through. And the creator had this like pouch that goes to on the side, and their pouch looked really good. It had like a lot of patchwork and different things like that. So it was like a little pocket, except it had hooks and it just connected to the loops on your pants. So you could still have you could still have your pant pockets, and then you could have a little bag on the side connect to the loops. I was like, that's kind of cool. So my idea, my like reiteration of that creator's thing is kind of like a satchel of some like more triangular instead of being like a square or a rectangle. I'm thinking like one of these loops up here it would connect to, and then one of the loops on the side it would connect to, and it'd be more like a rectangle like this, and then it would have a couple different pockets, like something like that. So maybe like an overall pocket, and then a separate one, and then maybe like some loops for little items that you can attach, and then of course it would have hooks on the end to be able to attach. So something like that is what we're going to make today. So we got like a rough idea of what we want to make. Now let's kind of put into perspective what it's going like the materials that it's going to take to make this. So right now in our design, we have 2 pockets and 2 loops. So I'm thinking there's going to be a base fabric, right? And we're gonna need at least 2 pieces of this, of something like this. And then I think I'm gonna put some stuffing in there. No, because it needs to be loose. Our little satchel bag needs to be loose. And then the smaller one, I think is gonna go on top of the base one. So maybe something like this, like a half circle. And then of course, just and 2 loops. We can either do a button or a zipper. I'm thinking a zipper for the long one. For this one, I'm thinking a zipper. But maybe for this one, we do a button. That might. Let me see what we have in our like junk drawer over here. So this is like my my hardware, material drawer. It's got my needles and all my thread. And then it's got all my loops and hooks and things like that. So for this satchel sack bag thing, we're gonna need 2 loops, 2 key rings, right? We're gonna need at least 1 zipper. So it looks like we only have 2. So it depends on how long we want it to be. 22 inches and 9 inches. So where's there it is. So 9 inches would be about here. And 22 inches is here. So 22 inches seems way too long for just a little satchel on the side of your pants. So I think we're going to go with the 9 inches. 9 inches should be pretty good. So we have 9 inches. It'll hook up to like this one here and go to about this one. The one in front of your pocket, and then one right here. So that would be about 11. I guess if it's 9 inches, it doesn't have to be the full length of the bag, because it is just going to be a pocket to reach into. So the first loop outside of your belt to about the first back one. So it's going to be about this long, which is 11 inches. So we have 11 inches down. I'm just going to write that down on our piece of paper. 11 inches. Right? And then our zipper is 9 inches. So we have our 2 hoops right there. We've got our zipper for our first bag, and then we said we're going to do buttons or a buckle for the second pocket, right? So, buckles, yeah. Almost forgot. Now we could do buttons, but I've never done buttons before. So that might be a fun thing to try. Because I've never sewed on a button before. Interesting. It looks like we do just have enough. It looks like we do just have enough buttons, or these little clamps to be able to use. And then we have these 2 loops that we're going to put on each end of the bag. I wish I had ones that weren't like colored, or at least were the same color, so that way they could fit like a theme. I do have these lobster clamps that could also work because the idea. Hold on. Okay, so the idea of the pouch is that it's either it's a hook or a ring that can just hook onto your loop. So it does hook onto it. But I feel like just having like these bigger ones just to like clamp on is a lot more aesthetically pleasing in my eye. But them being different colors also kind of ruins like if I want to have the same type of theme. But yeah, I think I might be addicted to just having little fidget things on my belt. I'm not one of the people who puts my keys on my belt because that seems kind of weird. And also depends on like where I'm at if I want, because if you have a lot of things on your belt, then it's kind of like noisy to walk around. So I don't have all the time. I don't have things on my belt. Just sometimes. So we do have a lot of different choices to go through. I think we can best choose once we find the material that we're going to use for the bag. But right now we know that we have choices, we have options to make it, which is good. Let's see. It looks like so we're going to put that to the side of, like, just put it to the side. So we've got our clamps, our pins and our clamps. And we got our scissors. We already kind of drew up a rough draft of our design. So I think now, and we know what hardware we're going to use. This is our zipper for our first pocket. These are our clamps for our second pocket. And these are our loops for more decoration. And these are options for our clamps for the attachment, to attach them to your pants. Right? So we're just going to put these to the side, make sure they're out of the way. And now let's get this out of the way too. And so now we are going to find our fabric. When I make my patterns, like for the jacket, for example, I use this wrapping paper. I cut my patterns out of this like wrapping paper, and I use that, and I place it over my fabric, and I kind of like just tape it on there. And then I use, like, if it's small, then I use scissors, because I just have these smaller scissors. If I had bigger scissors, then I might use scissors as well. And then I use this like rolling cutting thing to do my larger pieces of patterns and fabric on my floor. So it is important that your room has to be a little clean. Like my art area, like this is my table, my like desk where sometimes I game, and then my sewing is on that side of the camera. But on this side is my lizard and open floor space. So your room has to at least be a tiny bit clean. We have to be a little bit organized here, a little bit organized. So I have one waste basket. I have one waste basket, and this bag is kind of another waste bag of scrap material. This bag right here is full of material that I haven't used yet, and then I have another basket under here, also full of material. So since this is not necessarily a big project, you know, I wanted to do something simple and easy for my first live on this channel. And something that people can also like follow along and make at home. So I kind of want to find a material that fits well with pants, like your everyday type of jeans or pants. So we're just gonna go with like a simple pattern. I also have where'd it go? Oh. This. I have these pair of baggy, like stretchy wannabe denim pants. Like these are like big like pants. I think it's a dress actually. Yeah, just like it's a skirt. A big like denim stretchy skirt that I can also use as fabric, which we might go ahead and use because there's a lot of it and it kind of fits with your everyday pants. So we'll put that on our table. Let's just try to find some fabric that we might like to use. So whenever I finish a project, my room's a mess of just like scrap material and oh, this is a cool. I like this fabric. This fabric is also cool. So we'll put that one to the side. My room is always a mess after a project, and either I'm gonna sit in that mess, I'm either gonna sit in the mess and just like be lazy after like a long project, or immediately clean up the mess and start being productive. So last night was one of those nights where I finished. So last night was one of those because the night before I had just finished my jacket for prom. So I finished sewing up my jacket and I went to prom, had a good night, and then the next day, Sunday, was kind of like a lazy day. Woke up, went to church afterwards. Just hung out. My room was still a mess from the night before, sewing a lot of stuff. So, this is basically the same, just red and blue and red. So, you might do something like Mitch match there, but it was still a mess. So I didn't clean at all Sunday. But then Monday came, today came, and after school I was like, okay, I want to start a live. So then I made like a thumbnail and put a description and all that. And I was like, okay, I'm going to start a live after school around 5 o'clock. So might as well, when I get home, like at 4 or 3:30, actually clean my room. So that's what I did. I do like this material, but also I feel like it just doesn't. I'm not really feeling it for our pouches, our little pouches. Also, I do love this, like, just plain blue background, like very aesthetically pleasing yellow flowers. It is a very cool pattern on there. Every time I look at this, it just reminds me of like a whale shark, but also a crab, like a mix between a whale shark, and a crab. I don't know why, but that low key makes me want to make like a little animal with this fabric. We do have some, skulls, some kind of like Mexican like Day of the Dead type skulls. That's a cool pattern. Sea turtles could also be something. I do I do need to do something with this fabric because it's also cool. And summer's coming up, time where you go to the beach, you know, the swimming pool, all about the ocean and the wildlife. So that's also cool. I think we're gonna go with this blue and red pattern along with like this is probably gonna be the base, and then like our accents are gonna be these. Maybe we're gonna experiment. We're gonna experiment. Okay, so let's put all of these back. I do also have a problem with folding my fabric. Like if I take a whole bunch of fabric out and I unfold it to see like how much there actually is, like if it doesn't have like a label on it, if I used it before, but I don't remember how much there is of it, it will take me so long to actually fold it back up. It's time consuming. Okay, so we've got our fabric down. We've got our rough design down. We've got our hardware put to the side. I think now it's time to, kind of like draft a pattern. So we agreed on triangle, this triangle shape. Yeah, this triangle shape. And an oval shape for the second pocket. So I'm thinking, okay, here's an insight to like how my brain works a little bit. I'm thinking the jean material is like a base, and then on top is like half blue, half red. So like okay, so this is what I'm thinking it's gonna look like. This second triangle. So our jean material is going to be this outer rim, like the base, like the whole back is just going to be the jean material. Then on the front is going to be red and the red side, and then a blue side. And then this is going to be this pocket is going to be right there, and our two top loops where our hooks are going to go to attach it to your jeans. I think that makes kind of sense and would be pretty simple. So our zipper would go right here, and then you'll be able to put stuff all in this. This whole thing will be like a pocket, And then we're gonna have another smaller pocket right here that will hold by a clamp. And then of course our key rings. Our key rings would be somewhere like, I'm thinking right here. I'm thinking our key rings will just like hang right there. That could be cool. That could be cool. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's get a better camera angle, I guess you could say. Okay. Yeah, it's like, so these are like a skirt. It's like a skirt, so I'm just gonna cut down like the seams of the skirt so that we can use the material. And don't worry, I'm not stealing this from someone. No one's wearing these. Yeah, no one's wearing these at all. If you guys have seen my YouTube shorts, then you do know about the jacket I made. Let me know if you guys want like a whole video on how I made the jacket. Because low key, drafting the jacket was the hardest part. Drafting the pattern for the jacket had to be the hardest part. Because if you don't have a printer, you can't just print out a free pattern. Because like there's free patterns out there all over the place. But the problem is you need like a printer to print them out. And then of course there's websites where you can buy a pattern and get it shipped to you. But the problem with that is if you're broke, you can't buy it. So I looked up just like how to draft patterns, and then I came across a video called like how to duplicate your clothes, something like that at least. And basically, you just find whatever type of clothing you're trying to make, like whether that be a jacket or a shirt or a pair of pants, and you lay that out flat. You got to make sure it's flat so you get the right measurements. And you take like either a see-through piece of material, like cooking paper or something like that, or like trace paper, and you put that over there, and you just trace the outline of whatever clothing that you're trying to duplicate. And then you cut that out of the paper, and bam, you've got your pattern. Only problem is I'm using the wrapping paper, so that's not see-through. So it was a little difficult, but still plausible. So if I can do it, I know you guys can do it way better than what I could do. So we got like a good piece of fabric that we can lay flat on. Hold on here. Hi, MD Gamer. Hello. And we'll need two, like your base material will need two pieces. Because we want the back and the front to be the same. We want the back of it to be this material. And we want the front of it to be, the front edges to be this material. And that will give it like a lot more structure. We don't need a lot of structure because we want it to hang loose on the side of your pants. But we don't want it to be like too loose to where it's just like one piece of fabric. Pretty much. Okay, so here's our first little chunk. Also, it helps if you're not cluttered, because like you see my work table. You got this whole half of it stuff. Now, is it stuff that I need necessarily? To me, yes. To other people, maybe not. But it does help cutting material. I usually cut, like if it's big material, we're only making a small pouch, like 9 inches. I think it was 11 inches. Yeah, 11 inches. We wrote it down. See, that's why you write it down. But we're only making an 11-inch pouch. So, but if it's bigger than that, then I just cut it on my floor. Like if my room's clean-ish, like it is now, then my floor is clear. I just put my fabric flat on the floor and cut it on my floor. But if you're, where's my, there it is. There it is. There it is, and there it always will be. Don't you know? Don't you know? So it's only been 30 minutes. So we do have I wonder if we can change how the camera lays, or if it's that, or if that's like, hmm. Nope, I don't think you can. Okay, if you guys can see, flat material, right? Anytime you do anything with your material, pretty much the rule is you want it to be laying flat. And so we're going to measure out 11 inches. Right there. 11 inches. A little. It's going to lay about here. 11 that way. 11 that way, 11 that way. A little longer that way. So 11 in 11 in length. Oh no. Too bad, so sad. Okay. Cut out 11 inches there. Then we're going to do 11 inches down. Right. I think that's how. Hold on. Wait a minute. Yeah. So we've got 11 here. So we'll do right here. Should be our 11 inches. Hold on. Let's measure from here to here. Should be 11 inches. Perfect. Right. Perfecto. Okay. So 11, 11, and then we're kind of just going to go is that 11? Hold on. Is 11, and then from here to there is 11, so go right here. That just looks very small. I want it to be bigger for some reason. I want it to be bigger. Sometimes standing and leaning over this table is actually kind of hurts my back. Sometimes I just kneel down and it's not that. Okay. So we're going to cut it right here. So you want it 11 inches that way, 11 inches this way, and then cut it this way, whatever, if you want it to be this small, go ahead. At least if you're doing a triangle shape, like if you're following my exact steps, then okay. But if you're doing like a circle is a good idea. A heart, a diamond even, any shape is possible. The creator I saw on Instagram, mainly does like square pouches and sacks and bags with a lot of like patchwork and hardware and stuff on there. Kind of like rock themed. Not like rock like a mineral rock. I mean like rock like heavy metal rock themed. Those were kind of the theme of her bags. So, art makes more art. People get inspired by what you do online, even if it's something dumb, like going live to 0 viewers and talking to yourself, in my case. So, bada bing, bada boom. We've got the exact measurements. There we go. Nice cut. Well, not a nice cut, apparently. We'll use our scissors. Oh, seam allowance. Totally forgot about seam allowance. Don't be like me, add like a quarter of an inch seam allowance. So whatever you measure out, add a little quarter of an inch. Just go outside of that. Because if you get the perfect shape, and then you have to make it a quarter of an inch smaller on every side, you might not be too happy. You might not be too happy. So, hold on, my scissors have been flying a little bit. So we cut out our base back piece. It's going to lay like this across. It's going to have a pocket to put like, wait, is this even big enough to fit a phone? I was about to grab my phone, but my phone's up on a stand. Let's see. So let's take the notebook, for example. It's not, I think, it's almost big enough to fit. Okay, let's lay out another flat piece. I think this side will work fine. And for this piece, I kind of want to make the pouch kind of like big in a sense. So hold on. I'm just taping the edges to the table just because it's hanging like, hold on, if you guys see, the rest of the stuff is hanging off the table. So I don't want to, as I'm cutting, this just falls off the table. So here's our material. It's going to sit like this. Well, technically it's going to sit like this. Technically. Something. Hold on. Hold on. Wait just a minute. Okay, so kind of gotta maneuver it. I'm gonna cut the bottom piece a lot, not a lot, but bigger than this piece, just so it gives some way. You know, it gives some weight to it. I honestly don't know what I'm talking about. But I just envision it in my mind, and I envision what steps it needs to do to make that vision come true, and then I just do it, you know? So honestly, it might be a little difficult to explain, but I'm trying my best to try to put order to the chaos, if that even makes sense. So That's good. Okay, let's do the rest with cutting. You know, I really hoped I would get some people at least, you know, just get some people. I go live right after school, after a weekend, you know, on a Monday. I thought Mondays are just those type of days where you just want to lay back, you know, watch some TV, watch some streams, some lives, chill. Type of Monday, you know? But maybe not. I did get some people right at the beginning, though. You know, some people in the beginning came. I think my thumbnail was pretty good. Don't want to toot my own horn, but it was a decent thumbnail. It wasn't random. You know, of course, my thumbnail had a theme. Okay. We've got our fabric cut out. Pretty nice fabric, if I do say so myself. And I do. It is very stretchy, though. A very stretchy fabric, indeed. Indeed. This corner right here feels off just a tad bit. Don't know why. Just does. So, go ahead and trim this bit. Should have done the trick. And then again, right here, just feels, something feels a little off right here. Okay. Okay. Because as long as I got my suit and tie, I'ma leave it all on the floor tonight. Baby, give me what you like. Show me what you do, babe. Show me what you do, babe. Show me what you do, babe. That's my love. Show me what you do, babe. Show me what you do, babe. My love. Tonight. As long as I got my suit and tie, I'ma leave it all on the floor tonight. Baby, give me what you like. Mm-hmm. As long as I got my suit and tie, I'ma leave it all on the floor tonight. What you like? Show me what you do, baby. Do, baby. My love, tonight. Yeah, yeah. Show me what you do, babe. Show me what you do, babe. My love, tonight. You know, putting tape on this type of fabric might have been a bad idea. Because I just pulled off the tape on one edge, and look what it did to the fabric. You know, the cuts were so nice, and then I pulled off the tape, and boom. So low-key might have been a bad idea putting tape. I'm not gonna lie. Might be regretting it. But it did keep it still. It did keep it still. I was able to do some cutting. So all in all, not half bad. All in all, not half bad. So we do got our back piece, or is this our front piece? We've got our back piece and our front piece. Now we are just going to sew them together. Right. That is what we do, isn't it? It is what we do, isn't it? Sew things together. I think, I see what's happening here. You're faced with greatness and it's strange. You don't even know how you feel. It's adorable. Well, it's nice to see that humans never change. Open your eyes, let's begin. Yet it's safe to say, it's Maui, bring it in. I know it's a lot, the hair, the bod. When you stare at a demigod, what can I say except you're welcome? From the islands I pulled from the sea. Hey, it's okay, you're welcome. It's just my way of being me. You're welcome, you're welcome. And honestly, I'm gonna don't mess with Maui when he's on a breakaway. I have the tapestry here on my skin, and it's of the pictures I win. Look at me, I make everything happen. Look at me, that's Maui tapping. Hey, hey, hey. And every day it's okay, you're welcome. I'm gonna need that boat. I'm sailing away, away, you're welcome. Maui can't do anything but float. You're welcome, you're welcome. And thank you. I go on, that's phenomenal. Ties, grass, ground, Maui messing around. There it is, guts. You've got coconuts. What do you take away? I'm gonna break away. Tapestry, skin, pictures I win. Everything happened. Cause now we tapping. Hey, 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 yay! And every day it's okay. Welcome. Cause I'm gonna need that boat. I'm sailing away, it's okay. You're welcome. Maui can do anything but float. I don't know what that was, bro. Honestly, I don't know what that was. So, honestly, I'm not mad at this. I'm not mad at it, bro. I'm not mad at it necessarily. Just necessarily. You know what we are about to do. Okay, let's go to sewing. This is our other material. It's a lot. It's not a lot, but it's thicker. I guess it's thicker. So let's go to the actual sewing part. Let me move you back. Okay. Oh, we should probably change our thread. Because not gonna lie, brown with blue and red don't really match. So Okay. Where'd my, oh, scissors are right there. Oh, Lord. I might need glasses. There we go. Bam. Bop, bop, boom. Okay, we got this dark blue thread. Oh, come on. Perfect. Okay, it's turning out pretty good. Not bad at all. Oh, this is turning out a lot better than I even expected. Like a cap. Okay, so this is what it finished the back all together. Look, pretty nice. All the corners are pretty uniform. Edges are all good. And remember, it's going to go on the waist like this. Okay, let's just see that we got the measurements right. I'm going to go ahead and open up our zipper and place it along where it's going to be on the bag. And so I'm opening up the zipper now just to get a good indication on where it needs to be. Okay, and not bad, pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good. So if we do it right, the zipper will go along here. You'll be able to unzip and zip and put, this bag is going to be big enough. You can put scissors, a pencil, if you got some trading cards you want to stuff in your pocket, a microphone. Low key, you can fit a lot of cool little gadgets. And you just attach it to the side of your pants. Low key, not half bad. If I do all my editing on my phone, so this live is gonna be probably 2.5 hours. Not a very long live. It's only been an hour and 25 minutes ish, and we're already pretty much halfway there because it's not a very long project. But if I have enough space on my phone, I might download the clips from this live and make a video. So that, because this is actually a really neat, cool idea. And so in the video, I'll give full credit to the creator I saw do this on Instagram. Hers are more square-like with a lot of embroidery and patchwork and cool hardware on it. And it's really actually pretty cool. So keep a lookout for that. Back to the regular broadcasting. Okay, so pretty much we know that our zipper is going to fit, which is good. So we can put that back to the side. Now it's time to make our pocket. This is going to be our first pocket, and it's going to take up the entirety of this area. So I'm envisioning. Okay, I don't know which side should be which. Because, like, if the blue is the majority, like, just imagine the blue is the majority, and the red, and the red is the minority. I don't know why I'm saying this. Is the minority, it would look like this. Not half bad, not half bad. I actually kind of like it like that. Oh. But then you flip it. Blue is the minority. Red is the majority. Yeah, I like it the other way. Okay. If the blue takes up the most of the space, it kind of coincides with the blue base layer. So yeah, I think. So we're back to cutting. We're back to cutting material. Okay, I'm just gonna cut like right here and pray that it's enough material. Okay, I'm just gonna cut right there. What in the world? The material hard as a rock or something? Oh, dear Lord. I gotta put my whole body weight into it. Darn. Okay. Jeez Louise. Okay. There we go. We can put this back over there. Let's see if this was enough. If enough is enough. Yeah, this is well enough. This is well enough. Okay. Good. Okay, we can do the same with our red. Our red is actually like 2 layered. So we'll do right here. Bam. Okay. There you go. I feel like that took a while. Put that back underneath there. And let's start cutting our fabric. We're gonna do 2 layers. I want the inside to be the same as the outside, so we're just gonna put 2 layers. This low key isn't half bad. Not half bad, kid. Not half bad. Okay, so Loki's just gonna do it like this. Hold on, let's move some stuff out the way. Let's push this back. Let's just move some stuff out the way. Okay. So, go here. Many men stares upon me, but I can't see. Be expected to be. Try to take my life away. Many men stare upon me, and I can't see. Nothing to be. Take my life away. Okay. And so blue's gonna be, red's gonna be like right here. Okay. Okay, that's pretty nice. Okay. We've got this part. Fold our fabric back up, put that to the side. Get these scraps, throw them in the trash, and put them in our scrap bin. Oh, I didn't sit down. Okay. We've got this part completed. Nice. Good job. But now it's time for the blue part. Pretty much. Pretty much. Pretty much. Okay. We're going to lay down our fabric. Again, we're going to do 2 layers because we want our inside of the bag to be the same color as the outside. Okay. We're going to do what? Yo, we're not mess up the design. No. No way, Jose. No way, Jose. No way, Jose. It messes up the design. No. Because I want the design to be the same. No. No. I guess we're going to do multiple patches, which is alright, I guess. You know, it's alright, I guess. Okay, so we're going to do it like this. Like this. I'm going to flatten it out a little bit. Make sure everything's flattened correctly. Put this red one here. make sure it lines up. Okay. We want our lines to line up. I think they line up. I think they line up well enough. Okay, so we're going to do this first. Okay, we're going to do right here. Okay, then bam, 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 boom. We're going to do right here. Then we're going to get this. We're going to scoot this over and place it like right here or something. Something random. Let's just do like right here. Okay. Because this red piece will go here. Correcto. And this piece should fit here. Also correcto. And it matches. And so the blue, the rest of the blue piece goes to the bottom. The rest of the blue piece to the bottom. Can you guys see? You guys can see. From you guys, it looks like, I don't know how it looks. It looks weird a little bit. But honestly, I'm digging the color matching. I'm digging it. That sounds weird. Okay. Let's cut. Okay. And then let's cut right here. Okay. And then we're going to cut right here. Perfect. Perfect. So we put this bottom piece here. Bada bam, bada boom, bada bing. And that's how it's going to be looking. Pretty nice if I do say so myself. And I do say so myself. And I do say so myself. Yes, I do say so, yeah, myself. Time to do the actual sewing part. You know, don't forget to fold your fabric back. You know, I actually feel like I'm going insane talking to myself. So we got We're going to put it right side to right side, even though both sides are technically right side. But I feel like you know what I mean if you are at least intermediate or a noob like myself. And we're just going to sew along that line. Okay. Scissors. Okay. So you sew along right side to right side. Snip the excess thread. Okay. Then when you flip it back, it should look like this, right? You sewed it right side to right side. Then when you flip it back, so it look like this. The patterns almost match up perfectly. That was pretty nice. Then you're going to top stitch again. And this time, keep sewing to the bottom to make sure you connect the red to the red also, because these are either you can do it before or after, because these are still disconnected. So we're going to top stitch. Actually, if you have like a heat press or an iron, just go ahead and iron it down. That always helps. I have like a heat press little machine thing for pressing down, I guess. Stairs. It's getting a lot. Okay. Yeah. I feel it getting hotter. It's getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes. Real hot. I better take my clothes off. It's getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes. So hot. I better take my clothes. I feel like it's a loose out of your shoes. It's getting hot in here. Hot. Take off all your clothes. I've been getting so hot. I better take my clothes off. It's getting hot in here. Take off all your clothes. I've been getting so hot. I better take my clothes off. And I go, oh, I feel like busting loose. Out of your shoes, yeah. It's getting hot in here. Take off all your clothes. I've been getting so hot. Hopefully nobody came in as I was singing. Probably scared them away. Come on, TJ. Okay, now that they're flat, they should be a lot easier to top stitch. Okay. Okay, so your top stitch should look like that. Nice, flat, connected, you know? Time to add your bottom half. And let me see, do I want to do blue? No, I think I'm going to do red over. So since red's going to be over, this is how we're going to do it. Place it underneath like this. Hold on, that don't look right. Don't look right. So you're going to place it underneath like that. Place it. Okay, you're just gonna place this side underneath. Then, hold on, wait a minute. Then you're gonna place this side. What am I doing? Hold on. Let me try this again. Okay. So you want to place it like this, and you want to crease this down. Hold on, my big head is in the way. Okay, you want to place it like this, where they're facing each other. You want to crease this fold down. You want to make sure this fold's flat, and it aligns, right? It aligns. Correct. Then you're gonna do just like the other one. You're gonna sew along the line. Okay. Okay. Now that that's done, you can flip it back, and it should look like this. It should look like this. Right here. I feel like I messed up somewhere. Yep, I definitely messed up somewhere. Hold on. What did I just do? I don't think I did anything wrong. I think I messed something up that I didn't need to mess up, or I didn't even need to fix in the first place, bro. Like, what? Yeah, I feel like I messed big time. Just ironing it so that it stays in place long enough for me to go ahead and top stitch and fix the problem that I created for myself a little bit, you know. Okay, I feel like that's good. Yeah, I feel like that's amazing. Let's go ahead and bam. Okay. At first, I thought since there's that gap right there, I thought that I messed up and had to add some. But then once putting it back on, it's like the base. I realized that we needed space. See, because I want to see some of that edge, some of the edge. So if this part is centered, then really I needed to cut off this or at least fold it under, which is what I'm going to do anyways. So really there really was no problem for me to fix. But, you know, take another look at things. Okay, so this is going to be our first pocket. Our thing's going to be up there. This is going to be underneath it, like so. And then look back at our little design piece. We can see that we wanted to add some loop trips and then another little I think I'm going to just put some of this fabric on the base. and it's gonna be it's gonna have. So I have like a new idea. It's gonna have a clamp on it, but it's just gonna like just kind of keep it there. I don't know how to explain it. Okay, I don't know how to explain it. This live has been 2 hours, but I think this is good time. It's only 7 o'clock. I feel like this is a good time. Kind of crazy that no one's even in here, bro. But it is gonna still be on my channel for people to see, watch, learn from, and enjoy. Sometimes when I'm creating, I feel like I'm going crazy. Just sometimes, though. Okay. I'm going to lay down some of this fabric. Put this over it and basically cut out a pocket in the same shape. Okay. Here. And then here. And then bam. Okay. So this is our pocket. So this is our pocket. It doesn't look much like a pocket. It's very flimsy, very wobbly. I know. But you just gotta trust the process sometimes. Just gotta trust the process sometimes. Let's put it this way. Just kind of putting it into perspective of how I want it to lay out. So, into perspective. Putting it into perspective how I want it to lay out, okay? Here, here, and then this pocket go over right here. And kind of go like that. Okay. Love how this thing just flattens it. And boom. Perfect. Nice and ironed out. Absolutely perfect. Everything is ironed out, laying completely flat, ready for me to sell. Oh. Okay. And so okay, so this. And this. This would go here. Let's go ahead and sew this down. We need more bottom thread. Good thing we finished this stitch, because it is annoying sewing and then realizing, oh, got to do it all over again because you have no bottom thread. That was fast and easy. We've got our machine rethreaded. Time to sew over this again. It's one of our pockets. It's time to put this half of the button in. I heard that it's not good to cut a hole because then that makes it loose. It's better to puncture or like to press a hole in. I don't know what that necessarily means, but they're using like their example was like some type of cotton where they just kind of like pressed a hole into it. And I'm like, what if you have like thicker material? Then you can't really press a hole into it. Because I think they were saying it's better when the fabric stretches around it instead of just cut when you cut through it. But I'm like, what does that necessarily mean? Stretch around it. I think I need something. I don't know what. A pin. A pin might be able to do it. Just looking to puncture, to make a hole. Oh, there we go. There's our hole right there. Let's go. Bro, it is not. It is not going in there, Okay. I think there we go. I'm maybe bad, but I'm perfectly good. Like sandstones may break my bones, but a change in which excite me. Now I may be bad, but I'm perfectly good at it. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but chains and whips excite me. Come on, come on, come on, now, come on. Excite me. Now I may be bad, but I'm perfectly good at it. Okay, so right now we're adding a clip thing, thingamabobber, thingamajigger. Why does it look off center? Bruh. Hold on, let me move to a more stable place. More stability. Bam! It is on. And now I'm very bad, but I'm perfectly good at it. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but and excite me. I think those are the words, bro. I honestly don't know. Why am I singing that song? I honestly don't know. It just popped into my head, bro. Okay. So, and I crumble completely when you cry. Seems like once again, you had to leave me with goodbye. Oh, it's just another act to spoil the surprise. To put in the wrong lines and then just wait. Doom, 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 doom. 'Cause I crumble confused. Seem like what can you had to leave it goodbye. I lost the pride. They went. Stop and wait a sec. My darling, what did you expect? Okay. Hold up, wait a minute, hold up, wait a minute, hold up, wait a minute, okay. Okay. Gotta really press. Let the heat do its thing. Hot. Hot tamale. Hot tamale. That's hot. Real hot. Hold on. Okay. Let's kind of. Don't know how this. Hold on. Let's move this back over here. Over here. Let's put this down like this. How it's gonna be. And then let's move this back right here. Is it going to? You're always in the moment. Those are not the words. Don't listen to me. Okay, hold on. Let's do. That's good. That's good right there. Press that down. So everything's good. Move just a little bit so everything fits onto the board. Okay, let's go ahead. Bam. Okay, we're only gonna do one side for now because we still have to attach everything, you know. Okay. Okay. So let's just don't mind that. Definitely wasn't my plate from any food. Okay, let's just kind of iron everything flat so we can get a deal with what we're working here with. We're working with, you know. Okay. Okay. Okay, there we go. Okay, and then this is gonna go here. Is it? Is it gonna go here? Yes, this is gonna go here. Cause I crumble completely when you cry. Seems like once again. Oh, you guys can't even really see. There you go. Let me stop singing. Let me stop singing. Bro, you did not come here to just hear me sing, bro. Let me stop singing, okay? Let me stop singing. We're not gonna sew it like boom, boom. Well, wait a minute. Yes, we are. Wait a minute. No, we aren't. Wait a minute. Wait. Okay, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay, we still need to add the zipper. The zipper is going to be added like this. I'm going to add like this, right? I'm going to add like this, and then flip it over, stitch it again, and then this part is just going to go here. So then it lays like this. I think that's a good idea. Let's go ahead and see. Let's just go ahead and see. So if I stitch it here, what's gonna happen? No, I have to stitch it here. I'm gonna flip it over. We're gonna flip it. So we sewed it like this, right? We sewed it like this, right side to right side. We're gonna flip it over like this, and then we're gonna top stitch along that line. And what really helps you top stitch is to iron it. Lay it flat. I don't really have an iron, but I have like a heat press thing. And then just that really helps all your everything stay clean and precise. Then once you iron it flat, now you're ready to top stitch. And once you've done that, wait, what? It's 2 hours and 30. I think I might head off. You might want to, I think I might do like a part 2. I think I might go live on TikTok, you know? Don't quite know. But once you know, ironed it, this is what the inside should look like. And this is what the outside should look like. Nice and clean. And then all you gotta do, you know, make sure everything's nice and flattened the way it's supposed to be. Nice and flattened the way it's supposed to be. You want to go, you want to take it inside out. You want to flip it inside out. Wait, hold on. I might be doing something totally wrong. Hold on. Okay, what I want to do is I want to sew this edge of it to this part. And I can't really do that while it's facing this way. right? Can't really do that while it's facing this way. So my idea was, if I do this, but then hold on, let me get some clips. Let's clip this and this. Then let's go inside out. Inside out might be very hard. Okay, I think I found a way. It was very confusing, but I think I found a way. So, hopefully it works out the way I think it's going to. Then again, I don't know. So take this part and just pull it back out. Hopefully. Oh, okay, okay. It's not exactly how I wanted it to be, but, you know, it's better than nothing. If I do say so myself, it's low-key better than nothing. It's not exactly how I want it to be, but it's not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. If I do say so myself, it's not half bad. It's not half bad. Now, is it exactly how I want it to be? No. No. But it's not half bad. It's not half bad. this corner is a little messed up, but honestly, it's not half bad. And we got it right. Clean edge, clean edge. Nice open bag. We get the inside all nice. Pretty good overall. Sorry for people who are just now joining or are rewatching this live. I'm kind of just like in the like flow state right now. I'm in the we pretty much finished our bag, and right now we're working on the loops and the extra pieces. Well, we added on our loops and we added on our clip. Boom. Hold on. Bam. Nice. I'm actually really liking the color. Now just sew this side, add these 2 top loops and the other stuff, and we should be complete. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Hold on. There was a lot of energy at the beginning of this live, and then now I'm just like focusing in because I realize no one's watching. Because they say go live like you're making a video, because then you can make a video out of your live. And I was doing that at the beginning, and then it kind of just went, the energy kind of went a little silent and stuff. And I was like, okay, well, you know. Okay. Bro. Okay, it's been 3 hours, right, since we started the live. Bam! Bro, this actually looks awesome. Okay, we got our main zipper. Boom. You can put stuff in it. And then you just zip it back. We've got our secondary pocket. Boom. You can put stuff in that. Cut it back. And then we got our 2 loops to put keychains and other things like that. Accessories. Now, I just need to add like loops or something to this edge and this edge so that it would be able to attach to the hip of your pants. It'll attach like right here and like right here, I guess, to the hip of your pants. And then you'll be able, and then it's like a little side pocket. You unzip it, boom, you can put stuff in. There's another pocket that you can put stuff in. You can add little keychains. So this was a really fun live. You know, people stopping in every now and then. And we got to make something really cool and really useful. But we still have one more step, I guess. Got to add the loops to the end to be able to attach it. So let's go ahead and do that. That's important. You got some loops here. We can attach any of these to the ends of them. Let me look if I have any more of those. Hey, Thaddeus, go plunge the toilet. Okay, so I found another one of these. They're both lobster hooks, lobster clamps. One's a little like rustic copper gold looking, and then one's silver.
Was it male?
They don't match necessarily, but they match better than red and purple. So enough, just enough for the city. Get out of my room. Okay. Moving in the right direction, living just enough for the city. Yeah, yeah. Moving in the right direction, living just enough for the city. Oh, you don't need a close up of my face. You need a close up of this. Okay, so I'm taking these two patches of fabric and I'm folding them over each other, and then I'm going to iron them flat and then sew down the seam. And then that's going to make like a little loop band that I'm going to stick through these and sew to the edges of the bag. And then we'll be done. I guess it's not hot enough yet. Oh, oh, pretty hot to me. Flatten it, flatten it, flatten it, flatten it. It is very flat. Then we're going to do the same thing to the other one. And just enough for the city. Really, I like to listen to music, but when I'm recording, I can't listen to music because I only have my phone to listen to music. So, flatten it, flatten it, flatten it, flatten it, flatten it, flatten it. Very flat. Okay. There's our two pieces. Now we're going to sew. Okay. That's one. I'm busy. I'm not unclogging the toilet. I didn't do the toilet. Okay, we sewed. We sewed our bands. Now we just have to stick through here. Like so. And stick them on the edge, on the end of our bag. Like so. do the trick. Look at that. Nice. I think that even cleaned up that corner a bit. I mean, in my opinion, anyways. Okay, time for the other one. Let's put this through here. And attach it to this side. We're gonna give it a press just to flatten that corner. Okay. And we're gonna wait. Oh, we're basically done. We're basically done. This is what it looks like. Pretty nice, pretty nice. Pretty nice. We're just gonna lay it flat again. One more time. And give it a nice press again. To really get everything good. I forgot to tuck in one of the edges over here, so it's like starting to fray, which is literally my biggest pet peeve. I hate, because I have like autism and I'm dyslexic and stuff. Just seeing a thread, I just want to pull it. Just seeing a thread, I just want to pull it. I don't know why. So I hate whenever the edges start to fray and the threads start to go places, because then I want to pull them. But I know if I pull them, I'm gonna mess up all the hard work I just did, bro. But thankfully, it is not like it's not like something that happened on the entire piece. Just that one edge, which isn't even that visible, if I'm being honest. Okay. Right now, we're just making everything look nice and neat and somewhat organized to some degree. Okay. Let's see if our hard work paid off. Okay. So, first one. Okay. It reaches all the way back to this one. Nice. Let's bring it more into the front so that we don't have to like reach all the way back. Let's see here. Right here. Look at that. Oh my gosh, you can put your arms in your pocket. Now that looks good. Oh, and then it's like a side little fanny pack. And then you can just like slip things in there. And close it. And unclip. Slip things in there. You know, you got like a pair of scissors. Slip them in there. You got a lighter. Slip them in there. And then you can close it. Go about your day. You know, walking. And it kind of hugs the body. You know, it kind of hugs the body. If it's like on your back, I feel like it doesn't. But I like the patterns and of course the key rings, extra keychains, all that. Yeah. Goodbye. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe.